You are a high school student. Your best friends are May and Chloe. You are often bullied by high school Mr. Popular John Jungkook. He never does this with any other student in your school, but only with you, and you are sick of him. You hate him more than anybody on this earth. So in order to teach him a lesson, May dared you to sneak into his house at night and steal his hoodie. A detailed video of Jungkook bullying and flirting with you is pinned in the comment section below. Please take a look. Wyan's point of view. I looked up at the humongous house in which slept Satan, or as he is commonly referred to as John Jungkook. I tried to not let the jealousy suffocate me as my eyes scanned over his monster of a house. He had a waterfall outside his house, for Christ's sake. Just because a spoiled brat's mother was a lawyer, the little prick got everything. Which window is his? I asked, turning towards Chloe. She knew Jungkook's house well because their little brother was friends, so she had been over to his house a fair few times to pick up her brother. I think it's that one in the corner. Wait a second, how do you actually know that? I felt a strange, unfamiliar, sick feeling in my stomach at the idea of her knowing exactly where his room was, not because I was jealous or anything. My brother is sometimes in his room when I pick him up. I think Jungkook reads to them or something. I started to feel more relaxed for some reason after she said that. Why do you sound so worried? She teased, cocking an eyebrow up at me. I'm just a concerned friend, that's all. Whatever you say, Wyan. Deciding to ignore her, I focused back on the task at hand. Are you guys going to wait for me down here? No. We are going to be watching from the safety of the car. Good luck, May said, patting me on the back before heading towards the car with Chloe. Such supportive friends I have. I peered up. Luckily for me, the idiot had been dumb enough to leave his window open. He was basically asking to be robbed. I walked over to the tree, clambered my way onto the branch. I was only at the first branch as I was already out of breath. I needed to start working out. Finally, after what felt like ages, I managed to reach the level of the window. I prayed to God that he was sleeping, otherwise, things were about to get extremely awkward. Surprisingly, I managed to get through the window without making a sound. Maybe burglary was a hidden talent of mine. Internally congratulating myself, I got out of my phone and turned on the flashlight so I could actually see something in the pitch black room. I jumped in surprise as I shone the flashlight directly onto his sleeping figure. Luckily, he remained fast asleep. I couldn't tell if he was completely undressed or not because his covers obscured the lower half of his body, leaving it as a mystery. I suddenly realized how creepy I was being as I shook my head to clear my mind, trying to focus back on the task at hand, his hoodie. Opening one drawer, I was disappointed to only find socks, and when I opened another box, a box abruptly fell to the ground. I snapped my head around fast to check to see if I woke him. He hadn't, and he still was sleeping soundly asleep. Sighing in relief, I bent down curiously to see what had dropped out. I almost threw up when I saw that it was a packet of protection. His list of bad qualities just seemed to be getting longer and longer. I put them safely back in the drawer, not wanting to be the reason he accidentally bred a child. I shivered at the thought of him reproducing and there being more versions of him out there. It was truly a horrifying thought. I felt sorry for whatever poor girl in the future he managed to trick into breeding with him. Trying another drawer, I smiled in relief when I saw there were lots of neatly folded files of hoodie. I rummaged through trying to find the cutest one to take and finally settled on a nice cozy looking forest green one. Perfect. Just as I was about to make my escape, I heard shuffling as Jungkook turned over in his bed. Okay, I'm not normally a creep, but I just couldn't help myself and moved closer to the bed. I would never admit to his face, but he was an adorable guy. His face looked calm and his mouth was relaxed instead of its usual smirk. This drew my attention to his lips, imagining the softness of them. Realizing I was being a creep yet again, I ripped my eyes away from him in embarrassment. No matter how good he looked, he would always be an awful human being. I turned around to leave before I could do anything else that I might regret. As I took a step to leave, I heard a soft groan followed by a faint, "Ryan, I'm so dead. He is going to call the police and I'm going to go to prison." I can see his obnoxious face so clearly in my mind, laughing at me as I stand behind bars. I carefully observed his face and furrowed my eyebrows as I saw his eyes were still firmly pressed closed. I was so confused. I swear I heard him call my name. I saw his lips move and he called out, "Ryan," again, but this time slightly louder and clearer. Oh my god, is Jungkook sleep talking? This was too good. The almighty Jungkook, who always looked so cool and calm, is finally embarrassing himself, and I was going to revel in every second of it. Wanting to remember this day forever and also for potential blackmail, I whipped up my phone, rushing to get onto the video camera, not wanting to miss anything. "Ryan," he said again for the third time, causing me to break into a grin. "Please," he said, letting out a carnal groan as he started to shift around in his sleep a little bit. What the hell was he dreaming about? Just as I was about to end the video and make my escape, I heard a noise. Oh no! The surprise caused me to clumsily drop my phone. The footsteps started getting louder, and in a mad panic, I leaned forward towards the window with the hoodie still in my grasp as I all but hurled myself onto the tree branch. I saw the light turn on in his bedroom and a little boy came into view. "Jungkook, I had a nightmare. Can I sleep with you tonight?" the little boy asked cutely. Not wanting him to see me, I climbed crazily fast down the tree and ran like a crazy woman to Chloe's parked car. "Did you get it?" said May in excitement. Breathing heavily, I held up his forest green hoodie that I had successfully stolen. "I can't believe you actually did it. You're crazy." "Well, I did, and I'm surprisingly not in the backseat of a police car," I said, squealing in excitement, pumped up with adrenaline. "Also, I got this hilarious video of Jungkook sleep talking. You need to see it," I said, chuckling to myself as I dug my hand into my pocket to find my phone. Then my grin slowly dropped from my face as I realized that my phone was not in my pocket at all, but still lying abandoned on the floor of Jungkook's room. "Oh no, this is bad. This is very, very bad," I said as my face turned ghostly white. Guys, I kind of need to tell you guys something. I may or may not have left my phone in Jungkook's room." "Well, you're definitely screwed, aren't you? And I guess there's nothing we can do about it now. His bedroom lights are on. Anyway, who's next for the dares?" May said with a smile as she clapped her hands together in excitement. "Shut up, May. The game is over," I grumbled bitterly. May and her dares had got me in enough trouble for one night. I was feeling incredibly on edge today after what had happened last night. I could barely concentrate at all in my first two classes. I had kept glancing at the door every 5 seconds, worried that the police would march in at any second and arrest me for breaking and entering. I'm basically a criminal. Sweating nervously, I headed towards the gymnasium for my next class. I was feeling particularly nervous as I knew Jungkook had this class too. I had done a good job avoiding him so far, but that was about to come to an end. "He might not even know it was your phone, Ryan. Relax." Just as I was beginning to feel slightly calmer, Jungkook strutted his way into the gym, laughing about something with his friend Jimin. His followers scurried along behind him, who mainly consisted of his soccer buddies and girls who quite obviously had crush on him. I admit he's hot, but it wouldn't hurt them to have a little dignity about it. I noticed that he never paid the girls much attention, and only occasionally, if he was bored or if he saw me looking, would he flirt with them. Come to think of it, I don't think I have ever seen Jungkook with a girlfriend before. I was about to look away, realizing I had been staring at him for too long, but it was too late. Jungkook's intense eyes did a quick scan before stopping on me. I gulped. His eyes held a mischievous twinkle in them, almost as a promise of trouble. Then he had the audacity to give me a cheeky wink. "Or maybe he definitely knows it was your phone." Chloe said with a wince after she watched our little interaction. It had only been around 5 minutes into the game and I was already sat on the bench with an ice packet held to my forehead. I had been whacked in the face with a dodgeball by none other than Jungkook. I thought the rule stated you could only hit below the waist, but the gym teacher had decided to ignore that rule as not to upset his star student. God, I hate him. It was finally lunch and I sat alone at our normal table in the cafeteria. Nice bruise, chaps, Jungkook said with a smirk as he gestured to the bruise on my forehead. I always knew you were sadistic, but it's nice to get some confirmation every now and then. I spat out angrily. Look, I didn't mean to hit you that hard, chaps. I'm sorry, he said, his eyes intense and wide as a look of guilt crossed over his face. Just get lost, Jungkook, and bother someone else, I snapped angrily. A look of hurt flashed over his face before he quickly composed himself. We both know you love me. I'm pretty sure I have a memory of you calling me a hot beast or something, he said with a low chuckle referring to my painfully embarrassing ordeal at Sugar Shake. The video to this is linked in the comment section below. Please take a look. Never speak of that thing again, I said slowly in between gritted teeth. Jungkook just chuckled at me in amusement, clearly having fun pissing me off. Anyway, I think there's something you and I need to discuss, don't you think? I froze, prayed to God that he wasn't referring to what I think he was. I decided to play dumb, which was my best tactic. What do you mean? I asked in what I hoped was a convincing and unsuspecting voice. I have to admit, Chubbs, I don't think you have had it in you to break into my room in the middle of the night, Jungkook said casually as he stared at me in amusement. You would have gotten away with it too if you hadn't dropped your phone, he said with a smirk as he pulled out my phone from the inside of his jacket pocket. That's not my phone, I lied quickly. How stupid do you think I am? Your screensaver was a bit of a giveaway. Okay, there was officially no way I could convince him that the phone wasn't mine. My screensaver was a picture of the actor Ian Somerhalder, as there wasn't a person alive who didn't know I was obsessed with him. Okay, I admit it is my phone. You have made your point, I said in defeat. Thanks for returning it, I said reaching across the table to take the phone back. Did you really think I would hand it over that easily, Chubbs? He said holding my phone up higher that I could reach. Being short really sucks sometimes. Look, Jungkook, I really need my phone back. My dad will kill me if he found out I lost another phone. Oh, that's too bad. Maybe you should learn to be more careful with your belongings, he said, pouting his lips in fake sympathy. It was unbelievable that he still managed to look cute doing that. Don't worry, you can earn it back by helping me with something, he said, putting particular emphasis on the word helping. He started laughing as he saw the panic look on my face. Relax, Chubbs. I don't mean anything bed related. I wouldn't have to threaten you if that's what I wanted, would I? He said with a smirk. In your dreams, Jungkook, just get to the point. What do you want? I spat out angrily. Firstly, I would like to know what your mission was in sneaking into my room last night. I was bored, I muttered out quickly. He just arched an eyebrow up at me, indicating that he was not buying into my lie. Okay, fine, I was there to steal your hoodie. Happy? I confess, just wanted to get this over with. That wasn't so hard to admit it now, was it? I always knew you fancied me, Chubbs, but breaking into my room and stealing my clothes is a little bit creepy even for you, he said with a suffocating, smug expression on his face. I told you it was a dare, I said in between gritted teeth. Can you just give me back my phone already? I snapped in irritation as I fought the urge to jump across the table and throttle him. No, as I was saying before, I still need you to do something for me, he said with a smirk. And you promise that it's nothing bed related or illegal, I said looking at him in suspicion. I promise, he said with a smile, his face giving no indication that he was lying. Okay, fine, sure, I'll do it, I grumbled out in irritation. Excellent. Are you free tomorrow? He said cheerfully. Yeah, whatever, I sighed. Then here you go, he said, throwing me my phone as he stood up to leave, which I embarrassingly failed to catch. He suddenly turned back. Oh, and also don't think you can back out of our arrangement now that you have your phone back. I'm still very capable of calling the police. Well, there goes that plan, I thought bitterly to myself. Oh, and one more thing. I hacked your phone and saw that little video of yours. A bit weird to film someone while they're sleeping, chaps. Anyway, I deleted it. Can't have you spread that video around, can we? Jungkook said with a knowing smirk. See you later, YN, he said with a laugh as he finally vacated the table. As I was busy complaining about Jungkook to my friends, May decided to pick up my phone. She immediately burst into laughter as she looked at something on the screen. Curiously, I snatched it back, wondering what embarrassing thing she had discovered. My eyes widened as I looked at my new screensaver. Oh my god! I whispered in shock. It was a picture of Jungkook wearing only his boxers on as he lay in a rather provocative pose. He was sprawled out on his bed with one knee cocked up as he blew a kiss at the camera. I felt my face heat up as my eyes glanced over his body in the photograph. Wait, what's wrong? Can I see? Chloe asked curiously, probably wondering what all the fuss was about. Trust me, Chloe, you don't want to see this, I said with a chuckle as my eyes remained firmly glued on the picture. Jungkook left a hot photo on her phone for her and she's having a hard time looking away, May said with amusement in her eyes. Shut up, it's not hot, I muttered, even though I could hear a little voice in the back of my mind telling me otherwise. For more videos, please subscribe this channel. Have a great day, dear ones. Bye.